to you, bud.
Later days, Aiden. I like Aiden.
Good night.
I am fond of Aiden. Aiden is good people.
He's a good chap. Anyone seen Wild Bird?
Wild fart?
I saw Wildheart early this morning, I think, but not since.
Fart milder.
Maybe.
He went to sleep. I know he was going to go to sleep when I was done talking to him. He mentioned going to sleep.
Yeah. I think he will.
And then,
I think. Tired.
You sound tired, bro.
I know I am, to be honest, because it's literally 20 to
half
1.
to 1? Oh, 20 to 1. Yeah, closer.
20 to 1.
Gangster, do you drink?
No.
You don't drink, right? Anybody else in here drinks?
Nope. It'd be a bad idea.
The old teetotal.
I'm not talking like an alcoholic. I mean, just...
No, that's exactly the problem. Once you get me started, I can't stop.
Okay.
Was that Dustin? I'm not sure who's talking. Was it Sandman or Dustin?
Sandman.
Sandman. What drink do you like, Sandman?
I like the wine.
Oh, yeah. I remember you saying you like wine before.
You're a wino?
Nice wine.
The cognac.
Oh, yeah, the cognac. You're the cognac man, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Do you like mead? You drink mead at all?
Mead?
Anybody? Mead.
That's beer, isn't it?
It's the precursor for beer before they started using Bailey hops. Usually use like a wheat and a honey base, and you can make like a mead from fermentation.
Yeah. Moonshine.
Not really. I'm not much of a beer guy.
I'm a 2,000 pounder bottle of cognac man, like Sandman.
Oh yeah. Wow.
Me and Sandman live the same lifestyle.
Of course.
We like a good drink.
A good drink, not just any drink. A good drink.
Yeah, a proper good drink.
Well, first of all, you'll enjoy it a million times better than a cheap drink.
You can tell the difference, that's for sure.
The quality's there.
No horrible aftertaste.
Yeah, I mean, that's the real drink. Everything else is just, pass your time type drinks. Now, the question is, who can afford it? Because it does get pricey, and if you drink on a regular, which I don't, which is the good thing. So if you do buy anything, you buy like the quality stuff. And if you're having a little party, you buy the other stuff. And that's it.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
What temperature is it where you're at?
It's let's see.
Oh yeah.
And you guys got what down there? You got Celsius? What do you use?
I think so.
Who measures their temperature in Celsius?
Degrees by miles.
Fahrenheit.
You're in Fahrenheit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fahrenheit.
So it's like 96 Fahrenheit right now. 96.97.
What's that in degrees?
36.
36. Well.
It's warm. I like the warm.
I'm warm at the minute, like, I'm not sure where
You're in Canada right now, or you're in California?
Right now? No, I'm in Canada right now.
Where the hell is it? Like that's like 70 some odd degrees, isn't it? 30 degrees Celsius.
Right now, with the humidity levels, it's like feels like 36. It's going down actually. Oh, I mean that's what it was today. Right now, it's probably less. It's probably like 26. So I would say 78. Yeah, 78 Fahrenheit.
Jesus. Cecil, I'm sorry I'm such a jerk. I just don't like idiots.
Where is Seesaw?
It's easy to call
she's in
somebody
the
an
comments.
idiot when you don't let them finish their thoughts and you just assume the worst right off the bat.
Your thoughts are completely irrelevant.
It's easy to think somebody's an idiot when you fill in all the blanks for yourself and you don't know anything, but you pretend you do.
You're
Funny though, if I'm such an idiot. Funny though, if I'm such an idiot, why you can't keep my name out your mouth and you think you have to respond to everything.
I wasn't even talking to you. See, I was talking to Cecil.
I don't care who you were talking to.
And idiot doesn't automatically refer to you, although I'm glad that you feel that way.
I don't need you to call me an idiot to point out your patterns, because patterns are consistent whether they're with me or somebody else.
That makes no sense. You are really retarded.
Yeah, it makes no sense because you can't keep up. You can't keep up, I get it.
Keep up with what? What did you say just there? What could you have possibly meant with that rambling, incoherent grouping of words?
I'm pretty sure somebody else got it.
Do you drink?
This wasn't you. Isn't that cute?
Well, this is awkward.
Let's see. Do you drink?
What am I doing?
No, do you drink? I said, do you drink?
Oh, do I drink? Occasionally, but like I don't like to get drunk, so when I do drink, I just kind of get tipsy and then I'm done.
I don't drink, but when I do.
And when you
I said occasionally, not often, and then I said when I do drink, I don't like to get drunk. Keep up. I do know you struggle with words.
Okay. And when you do drink and you get a little bit tipsy, like what kind of mood are you in?
Very happy and friendly, and things amaze me. Things are like really cool. Like trees are really awesome. I don't know. Everything's like I have like a childlike sense of wonder, and I'm very friendly, I guess, is how I would describe myself.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. Some people get very aggressive when you drink.
That's because their livers are producing a particular kind of enzyme.
Is it?
That's one theory. Another theory, because of a study they did on winos, is that it actually produces a synthetic opiate in their brain instead of just breaking down into vinegar and sugar. But I don't know if they followed up on those studies. But that was one type of alcoholics. That study suggested that there are actually two types of alcoholics, and that would be one of them. So I don't know how much follow-up they did on that, though.
It's the synapses that we're receiving the blockage, right? Because heroin or any kind of opioid will create a fluid blockage throughout the synapses because it fits the receptor better than the actual enzyme or endorphin that's being produced at the time.
And what about you, Dustin? Do you drink?
No, I don't drink alcohol.
Oh, that's right. You said earlier that if you did, you can't stop. Okay.
Yeah, wouldn't be a good idea.
Right.
I think you don't want to talk to me now. Get a couple of drinks in me, and then wait until you hear what I really think.
All right. So you used to drink. So what did you drink before?
I didn't care. It didn't matter what I was drinking. I usually started with something, but then I ended with everything. And for XYZ reasons, I attacked people's couches.
Oh, yeah?
Guys,
it was always the couch.
It's always the couch, eh?
It was always the couch. I always ended up puking on somebody's couch.
I knew a girl like that. And she would drink, and the more she drank, the more upset, depressed, angry she would get.
Oh, that seems terrible. I've only been drunk enough to throw up once.
Yeah, I
And
couldn't
I've
wait
never,
to go.
and I've never had a hangover. My idea of fun was never hugging a toilet bowl, though. Maybe that's why I stop at tipsy.
Well, I never made it to the toilet bowl. It was always somebody's couch.
This is like screw the washer, man. I'm doing this right here. Sucks to be you.
I was too heavy to move. The thing is, the crazy thing, the thing I never really understood is I was known for this. But for some reason, people kept inviting me in the house. I don't know why. Like, they liked me for some reason, even though they knew, like, before the dawn, I was going to barf all over their couch every time.
Oh, that's crazy. Well, maybe
I don't
they.
know why. I was always told I was the life of the party, though. Like, when I drink, like if I wasn't around people I didn't like, then I say funny shit. Like, it was just hilarious.
Guys, I'm trying
I'm
kinks
really,
this time.
I'm really, really good at talking shit for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Anyone
Well,
ever tried it?
what's that?
Kimchi?
Yeah.
Like what? The homemade kind under your bed, or like in the store bought kind?
Store bought. Store bought.
Yeah, I've tried some of that before. It
This
wasn't
one.
very good for me. Yeah.
I've never tried it before.
Just be careful. You get one
Is it
hell of
hot?
a hangover.
Hangover?
No, that's hangover juice, bro. That's straight hangover juice. I'm just letting you
Is it?
know.
What is that stuff, anyways? Looks
Yeah,
like a
it's
soup.
hangover
Is it
juice.
like
Kimchi.
what is this kimchi? Is this you put some hot water in there, like noodles?
Noodles, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
And seasoning.
Hangover juice.
Yeah.
Your
that's
butthole's
something-
gonna be screaming at you tomorrow.
But
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I don't really eat that. I mean, I know some good restaurants that serve good. What do they call it? I think it's called. What's it called? That soup.
Child soup.
No. They have a name for that type of soup. I mean, they throw like a boiled egg in there, the noodles, the vegetables, the broth.
Like a ramen?
Like a ramen, yeah, it's a ramen soup. It's but they call it something else in the restaurant.
Pho? It's not pho.
Yeah. But it's really good. When you go have that in the restaurant, that's where you really enjoy this type of soup. But these little cans taste like cardboard. It is a cardboard. It's in a cardboard.
I don't know. I always have to, if I get alcohol, I have to give some away because I can't drink it all. I'm too small to drink it all. I have to be like, somebody come drink this.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
And what do you like to drink, you said?
My favorite drink is probably like a classic Manhattan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But
But I also, aside from the classic Manhattan, I do tend to appreciate rum too. But classic Manhattan's probably my favorite. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty sweet and strong drink. It's Manhattan.
Yeah, it's it's brandy, vermouth, bitters, and cherry. I think something like that.
And they crush like some sugar too, a little bit, or
Some people do, some people don't. Some people put in cinnamon. Some people don't.
right.
Oh my god, that is such a beautiful puppy. Restream is gay. Dr. Spider is trying to get in here. He wants to interject.
What does he want to interject?
I like Spider. I don't know.
Sandman, like I don't know, bro. I've heard some things. Do you use a voice modulator?
It's not a voice modulator. It's a voice booster. So it boosts it. It clears up your your mic, depending on the quality of your mic, if it's not that great, my voice is actually like this. There's no change in the voice.
People
I
have
don't know why I
accused me
don't
of the
believe
same
you.
thing. People have accused me of the same thing.
Yeah,
No.
I don't know, because Burner Park has a good point. If he was using a fake voice, what's it called from a voice modulator, he would have a little bit of robotic in him, and I don't hear that.
Yeah. I don't have no robotic, effect here going on.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Sound a bit like RoboCop, but other than that.
A Robocop. I am Robo.
Sandman. Yeah, are you sure? How we know you're not secretly part of the Illuminati? You're just here spying on and using a voice
Wow.
modulator.
That is a good point. That is a good point, Gangster. I mean, you would have to also say that, what would I be doing here specifically? Who am I trying to catch?
Trying to take down Dustin because he's the last
Oh,
against the satanic Illuminati New World Order cross-dressing Satanists.
Because I've been exposing your secrets, Sandman.
Yeah.
I've been
Oh,
telling them truths.
that's why. That could be true. That could be true.
I just joke about you saying.
But Dustin hasn't been on for a while.
Oh, I've been busy, Sandman. I actually have a job where
Are you
people
sure?
require me to produce things in order to make money.
True. I mean, I did put in my time.
Sandman, what did you do putting in your time?
What did I do?
Yeah. Because real estate's not a job, bro. Real estate's really more of a hobby you get paid for. Right? Like, yeah, so and that's not something that you don't learn. You just don't fall into that, right? Like a job is something you fall into, like a cash register or roofer, or like some kind of a construction field. That's a job. Like, what did you do?
That's literally what
Say that again.
I used to buy stuff, fix them for like a year and a half, 2 years, and put them back up for sale.
But like, how did you afford your rent in the meantime, bro?
Oh, but these properties were like revenue properties, so like.
You're not answering the question.
Well, here's how it works. One property profits you, and the first property I ever bought, I made money. I took that money. I put a down payment.
Sandman, you're telling me that you bought property and then you made money. You're not explaining what you're talking about, okay? Just do me a favor. Stop with the ho-hokum. I know how equity works. I know how securitized loans work, okay?
Oh, I asked something. Do you flip houses? Because my cousin's ex-husband, he still flip cars.
Oh yeah.
He buy cars and resell them, repair them, and stuff. Do you do that with houses?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've seen a TV show about that too, flipping houses. What if they had one about you? Same man flipping houses.
So no, but I'm trying to get some answers here, Gigi.
Oh, sorry.
What did you do as a job, Sandman?
That's all I did.
Like what? So like from birth, you had a piece of paper and a pencil, and you were like, this property, this value. I mean, bro.
I would say from 20.
How? That's not something you learn in school, Sandman. Believe me, I went.
Well, if you're asking me how I raised the initial money, if that's what you're asking me, like with odd and end jobs at the time when I was younger, that's how I would raise my money. Odds and ends.
What? Like McDonald's?
Oh, driving,
what? Like
delivery, doing delivery.
Oh, you were a delivery man. Okay, now I'm getting somewhere. All
Yeah,
right. So what you did was you took a $30,000 a year job, right? And you were living at home with mommy and daddy. You stuck that money aside. Then you
exactly.
found yourself a cheap property. You invested in it. You flipped it. You sold the equity. You took out a securitized loan, and then you bought another property. That's what
Exactly.
is that what I'm to understand happened?
Yep. Right on.
Okay. All
So I
right.
did
I can
that.
understand that.
Yeah, I did that for quite a few years, and built up.
So where are you with your loan? Have you paid it off? I mean, how much did you take in your first fiscal year? And then how did you handle the offset for the business? Like, because your tax revenue is different from your business tax that you got to pay at the end of the year, right? You got to pay that quarterly for
No,
your license.
this wasn't under any corporation or anything. This was just under my
Are
name.
you telling me that you didn't have a legal corporation in order
No,
to facilitate these sales? So then
no,
how did you do it? Like, what did you use? Did you use routing numbers?
no,
Tell
no.
me you used a routing number.
No. I used to live in them, so I would call them my residence, and that way they also tax free.
No,
Not
okay. That's how you get around the taxes. How did you facilitate the sale? Under what license?
no
Yeah,
license.
when you sold,
No,
huh?
so they'll just hire a real estate agent and they sell it. I
I
didn't.
want to see the real estate agent that took money from a 20-year-old to sell to sell a property.
Yeah, you should have seen me at the notary
Right. Yeah, I don't believe you, Sandman. I'm
when the guy
sorry.
gave me that first check.
Yeah, I don't believe you, Sandman.
Well,
What
you
you're
don't.
saying right now doesn't make sense to me. Like you're talking about big numbers on commission,
Well,
right? If you're saying that you did it, if you did it as a live-in resident, and what did you do? I imagine you did mild improvements for equity boost, right?
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
basement.
See, I don't believe you, Sandman. I'm sorry. At 20 years old, you don't have the lived-in experience to do all those things.
Well,
I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry. Unless you're telling me your dad raised you from the childhood to what you are now, or unless you're telling me that you sold your soul to the devil, like I mean, I'll accept either answer now, but I don't believe you.
well, I wouldn't touch electrical, and if I did touch it, I would just run wires, um, and have um, and have the electricians come in and approve everything. I would do a lot of the carpentry work. I do a lot of the tear down. Of course,
At
everything
20
involved.
years old, I tear down. I buy that. Okay, at 20 years old,
Oh,
you
hold on.
probably don't know the basics of freaking drywall at 20 years old,
Oh, no, I
Sandman.
did. I learned real quick. I'm a
Uh,
fast.
you-
I hired people to
I
put up.
would pay money to watch you tape and seam a freaking a lab. I would pay money to see that. I want to see you tape a seam. I would
Oh,
pay money for that.
very good, very good.
You can tape and seam.
Oh yeah, bro.
I
Big time.
don't buy it, Sandman. I think you're full of shit. I
I'm
think you're full of shit. I don't believe it. I don't think you could tape and seam worth of garbage.
yeah.
I
I
bet you your screw patterns are all fucked up.
oh,
I bet you after 5 years your drywall's falling back out. I bet you anything. Because
oh
that dude, you have no idea. I guarantee you don't know what you're talking about, bro. I guarantee it. I've seen drywalling. Now, my grandpa was a drywaller. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself, right? Carpentry, my balls, dude. You probably couldn't frame a wall. Give me the fucking break out of here, dude. Fucking shut the fuck up, dude.
okay. All right. Well, let me tell you my licenses that I had. Right. I had my contractor's license, which you have to pass a test. I had a home inspector's license. So yeah, and
You
I had.
had two licenses? Woohoo! Oh, that's hilarious. You knew how to sell and you knew how to advertise. That's good for you, man. That doesn't mean you
Yeah.
can build a house. Yeah, I'd love to see a remodel, bro. I'd love to see it. I bet you it's been gutted and redone so many times.
And the actual license, what it does is it doesn't allow you to
Define
do.
license. Define license for me, please. What is a license? Define
Okay,
it.
so a license allows you to do certain work, but not other work. For example, you cannot touch structure.
License is permission to do what would otherwise be considered illegal. It doesn't qualify you. A license is not about your qualifications. It has nothing to do with your qualification. Your permission to do something and the quality of your work are divorced
Yeah,
from each other, Sandman.
sure,
What
sure.
I'm trying to say to you right now is I'd be willing to bet that
Okay.
at 20 years old, the drywall that you put in as a framer is
Mhm.
shit. I'll put money on it, okay? And that's not a personal attack. That's just a fact. People do not get born with construction skills, and taping and mudding are not easy things to do unless you were shown how to do it and you had practice doing it, Sandman. You're telling me that at the age of 20, you had the requisite skills to build, put in, replace, or understand the dynamics of load bearing walls. I don't buy it.
Well, I mean, I did a lot of studying before I start touching things. A lot of practicing.
At 20 years old, you're
I
full of shit,
I
Sandman.
started.
You're
I
full of shit. You're
I
full of shit. You're
I
full of shit, Sandman. I'm sorry, buddy. You're just full of it. You're not going to convince anybody of that. You were out there at 20 years old. I mean, why didn't you just start your own business then? Why didn't you just start building houses instead of flipping them? You're full of shit, Sandman. All the way up to your eyeballs. You didn't do that on your own. You either had a partner, which helped you be successful, or you did it with daddy. I don't know which it is, and you're not telling the truth.
Well, what do you want me to tell you, Dustin?
I don't care what you tell me. I just ask you to stop lying to me. I don't buy it.
All right. Well, let's change the subject then. But if you were to listen to me, maybe you might learn a thing or two.
How do you structure a load bearing wall? What's
How
the
do you
requisites
structure?
for it? How do
You
you
mean
yeah, how do you structure a load bearing wall? What are the requisites?
well, give me an example. You want to take out
You
a
know,
load?
you're the construction whiz. I'm asking you a simple question. What are the dynamics of a load bearing wall?
So the dynamics of a load-bearing wall, if I'm understanding you right, is the framing membranes are resting on this particular wall from side to side. Sometimes it could even be an angle, and so you cannot just take that down because the joists are overlapping.
Studs.
Usually, the
16
stud.
inches on center. You need a floor plate. You need a header. Okay? You need marked distances. And then you have to have a rejoinder, which is another wall on top of it that is stood up independently. That is the dynamics of a load bearing wall. Shut up, Sandman. You don't know what you're talking about. The stud measurements are important. They all have to be in line. Some of them have to be continuous depending on the substructure of the building. Okay?
Mhm.
It also depends on what's permitted. If there's been grandfathered permitting, or if there's been a structure that predates the permitting sentence, which would also mean that it predated the law, so that it also is grandfathered in. Just shut up, Sandman. You clearly haven't got a clue on the very first idea of what a code is for building structures. You don't
Well,
have licensing even. Everything you said was absolute bullshit. And I'm telling you right now, I'm calling you out. You don't even
oh,
understand coding. You don't even understand
well,
coding. You don't even understand that walls are built 16 inches on center by studs. You don't understand that. You're fucking retarded.
oh, I'm retarded. How does a retarded sound, anyways?
Like
Does it
you,
sound like
Sandman.
this? Does it sound like this? Well, my friend,
Bro,
at the age of 21, I banked $135,000. The real estate agent.
I believe that. I don't have a problem believing people paid you money for doing shit work.
Exactly. And so this retard is $135,000. And the real estate agent looks at me and says, "Wow, bro," he says, "what are you going to do now?" I said, "Same thing I just did. What do you think I'm going to do?" He goes, "Man, that's a lot."
You're gonna hack together a house, and then they're
I
gonna have
did.
to spend a bunch of money fixing it after the fact. Yeah, that's what you're gonna do, because that's unique and special somehow, right? Because people couldn't just do that. You're fucking whatever, dude. I'd be
Well,
willing to bet that there's not a single house you did a remodel on that's up to code.
no?
Yeah, I'd put money on it. I bet you probably haven't even pulled a single permit. You ever been in a permitting office?
Once.
You drew up a patent and had them submit it and then had it approved, or no?
Yeah. Yeah, and then they come to check the job before you put the JIP up.
Yeah, they have inspections. They're supposed to anyway. It depends on where you are. But I bet you that I bet you money you just slip money to them. It's just
No,
like
you can't do
I've
that.
seen the garbage, bro. You can look at the garbage that they're passing off today as construction. I can
Oh,
guarantee
yeah.
you're not up to par. I guarantee it. You're full of shit, dude. So
Thank
full
God.
of shit.
Could you imagine someone opens up a wall and legally can come after you for a hidden defect?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Yes, I'm surprised it hasn't happened to you. Okay, right?
Lies.
They are really, really super picky, and you know what the sad thing is? They can
Hmm.
even go ex post facto. If the code changes and you're within a certain date and you don't go back and fix it, yeah, they'll hit you with the fine anyway. Right? I've seen it happen with decks because in some cases they're supposed to be a part of the substructure. In other cases, you can belly band them to the building, right?
You're a
And
trip.
sometimes you're not.
Remember, you
What?
are thinking in US.
In Canada too. In
So
Canada too. It
the laws.
absolutely is that way up in Canada too. You guys switch the code right in the middle of construction all the damn time. It'll be on the blueprint, and then the inspector will come and say, "Well, I have it on my print this way. I don't care what your print says. You're paying the fine."
Yeah. Are you talking new construction?
Any construction. Well,
Any?
within a certain year, yeah, within a certain year, I think the code goes back 10 years. So if it changes any time in between the time it was built and the 10-year gap, then yeah, you're supposed to go back and change it.
Hmm. All right. Well, I never had any issues with that, so that's a good
I'm
thing. I mean,
surprised, bro. I'm telling you, they live for back charging. Okay, there are inspectors that'll come out and even break your shit just to say that there was a problem. So I don't know what you did and how you avoided all that. And that's why everything you say to me is just so suspicious, bro.
it's all workmanship, brother.
Yeah, I don't buy that, dude. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. I don't buy it, dude. You're not
So,
Superman. You didn't do it on your own. I'm
so now,
sorry.
well, I think Gangster knows. I just picked up another property, another 2-unit. I just closed on it like not long ago. That one we paid cash.
I don't know why I don't believe you. I just don't.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that there.
Yeah,
Great.
you know Gangster. Gangster knows everything.
I don't know about Great Z. Then are you there?
Oh, hello, buddy.
Hi,
Yeah,
buddy.
buddy.
Has everything calmed down from earlier? It was mayhem in here.
Yeah, I know.
Zidane.
It's all quiet now.
Yeah, that's why I figured I'd hop back in and see what was up.
How you been, bro?
Good. I was just learning some how to flip properties and stuff.
Oh yeah? That's what we were
Yeah.
talking about. But according to Dustin, it's not possible.
No, according to Dustin, you don't know what you're talking about. If you had to run electricity through any one of your walls, how would you drill the hole? Like, would you put in backing plate? Would you protect the wire? Like, there's so
No.
many things that you won't even address, right? I guarantee it. I'll ask all these questions about how to do things, and you won't even know what I'm talking about.
Okay. What's your question? Do we put a backing plate where the wire is so if someone
Yeah.
screws in drywall, it doesn't get hit? Yeah, absolutely. The metal plates that you put in front of the wires, yeah.
Did you just Google that?
No, I didn't Google that.
Something tells me you did.
And by the way, your 16-inch on center is not always the case.
Well, no, there's also corners.
Especially,
Corners can change the layout.
especially
You can also go 2 feet depending on whether or not it's load bearing or not. But when it comes to load bearing, the standard is 16 inches on center.
Okay, but now let's look.
You're Googling shit, bro. You're Googling shit. If you knew this, you would have challenged me when I said it the first time. You're Googling shit. Get over yourself, Sandman. You don't know what you're talking
Can I
about.
talk?
I know the exceptions. When it comes to corners, you can change the layout, and when it like substructure walls, so like when they're on the blueprint at 2 feet, you can do that.
Okay, you could do that, but when you're going 2 feet, if you're spanning, your joist size has to also your stud has to also be bigger.
Did you just say joist? Yeah, you have to. Well, no, that's not true all the time either. You can even do it with 2-inch. It depends on the spec. You can put in faulty walls. You absolutely can, especially here in America. They're made out of paper anyway. Get the fuck out of here, dude. You don't know what you're talking about.
Supporting walls. Why aren't we talking about supporting walls?
I didn't say.
Why are you so
support
hostile, bro?
I said because you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about, man. Be in real estate, and you claim to be able to do this at 20. You're lying. You're lying to me, and I'm tired of hearing it.
Why don't
you do not know?
Do you listen at all?
No, I don't want to listen to you lie to me. You're not a real estate guy. You were no real estate guy at 20. You're not a real estate guy now. You're making shit up.
Actually, you're right. I wasn't at 20. I was at 16.
You're full of shit. Okay, you're just full of shit. I'm calling you out. You're lying.
Tell me little lies.
Tell me lies.
He's lying. He's so lying.
He's the top builder. Even Bob the Builder goes to him for lessons.
Bro, I've been a roofer since I was 20. Okay, and that's not a lie. You can talk to people back in the day that saw me up on a roof when I was 20. Okay, they're in Utah. My employer is still there. I can pull pay stubs from that very business and show you. Can you show any of that, Sandman?
Pay stubs? No.
Anything? Can you show anything to back any of your story?
Well,
anything? Let me see that license from back then.
What? Okay.
Yeah, you can't pull shit, can you? You're just full of shit. You're just telling lying piece of shit, Sandman. You're lying.
You know I'm not lying.
Yeah, you're lying. You can't prove any of it. Let me see the license from back then. Sandman, let me see the license with the date from that back then. Let me see it.
No,
let me see the license. If you claim to have a license from back then, you should still have it. You should have receipts from renewing it. Let me see a receipt from you renewing your license from way back then, Sandman. You lying piece of shit. You lying piece of shit. You wouldn't produce one receipt, would you?
Let me ask you a question. You as a homeowner, let's say you bought a house, are you allowed to dabble in your renovation as a homeowner?
That depends. It depends on how your property is listed at the registry. If it's a fixture on the land, then you absolutely are allowed to make structural changes. But if it's registered as lien, you're not allowed to change anything.
A lien. All right, let's forget about a property having a lien. I'm just saying you buy a property, you own it. Can you, as the homeowner, renovate? Maybe not electricity.
Again, it depends. It depends. Is your property registered? Your house, is it registered as a fixture on the land, or is it registered as pre-owned or partially owned?
Honestly, I don't know what.
Because if somebody else owns controlling interest into your property, for example, owns a significant a portion of right. So like out, and there's somebody with.
You're breaking up.
Own any kind, if you don't owe like a mortgage, you want.
You're roboting.
Thank
That
you
work?
everyone for coming outside in the shop. Been out here about 9 hours.
Yeah.
Right. Take care.
GG?
Yeah.
God bless, GG.
Bless you all. Thank you, Sandman, for joining. Thank you, Dustin and everyone.
No.
Much love.
Much love.
Much love.
Bye.